essentially.
Oh my god. That's a bit like that.
Never waffle again. Never waffle again.
Stop fucking following me with every fucking Instagram profile you have. I already have fucking 20 profiles on my Instagram of you. Stop.
I know, but that's the problem with an infection. Once you touch it, it can spread. So be careful what you ask for.
What do you mean when I ask?
What I'm trying to say is what I tell everybody on this app. The last chapter says, go to the gym and read a book, fatty.
I just told you I already have a book.
What book do you have?
My fucking god, you people don't fucking listen to me. The title is Invisible Universe. I don't know who wrote it, because I'm not that keeping up with what I read, but it's called Invisible Universe. It's a scientific thing.
If you vary your vocal intonation a little bit, it'll be easier to listen to you.
The title of the book is Invisible Universe, but I don't know the author because I'm not keeping up with who the fuck wrote the fucking book. I don't care about that, okay? So the title is Invisible Author.
Fatima, where is your mother and where is your father to tell you to stop using profanity? It is not good for the brain. Are you retarded?
Don't speak like that. Okay?
Basketball, well.
See, Fatima, like, if you were a hot chick and you were, like, out at the club or something, and you were dressed right, and you were looking beautiful, and it was a wonderful night, warm, and the moon was out, and you had a cocktail in your hand, you'd look so beautiful. But then, after engaging in a conversation with you would have to come to the natural conclusion that you would need to use pronunciationworkshop.com to help you improve your English language skills so you can sound more like a native English American speaker. And you'll sound so much more attractive to your future boyfriend that you don't use profanity around all the time because it's extremely unattractive and trashy and demonstrates low IQ brain rot retardation. I am complete.
No, you cannot even speak a language besides American English, so you're not gonna tell me that I should speak better English if you're not even capable of speaking other languages, okay? Right?
You know what? To the credit of Canada, Belgium sounds like even less of a place than Canada.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At least Belgium did bombard the world with a beast and left to the world, not like America did.
I think Belgium's most famous for like their waffles and their like horrible dictators who killed millions of people.
That's not true, that's a lie about the
No, they committed genocide in Africa, actual genocide. I'm sure many people confuse genocide today, the word, with genocide back in 1875 in the Congo. But that was real genocide.
Leopold was not the one colonizing Congo. There were other powers. It's not because they were thinking they're in power. We still have a king today, okay? But they're not the ones in power, right? So that's not finished yet. Fucking dumbasses.
Being very racist now, Fatima.
So what I'm trying to say, it's not because he was king during that time that he was in power, right? Some other powers were obviously colonizing Congo, and every colonization is done by the same powers in different countries, kingdoms, and empires. I'm pretty sure. King Leopold was actually the one that freed the Congolese people from this colonization. And you know, you will
I'm
never.
sure that's what they teach you in school.
And you know how I can prove it? You will never find a picture of King Leopold standing next to a Congolese person where the arm is just cut off. It's always the arm or limb that has been healed already for 2 years. He's never seen in a picture with a just mortal Congolese person. Always a healed one.
Why would it be in a picture of that?
He freed the Congolese people. Somebody freed them. That's just like somebody freed fucking Hitler probably as well.
Sorry.
You don't want to believe it, I don't care. I don't care. You think the world is nothing.
Well, anyways, Fatima, one of these days, hopefully, you'll read a book and go to the gym and meet a guy that falls in love with your charming personality and not your profanity-laced, low IQ, trashy mouth. Where did your mother raise you? In a barn? Where did your father raise you? In a bordello? Try to go up. Try to be a classy person, an intelligent person, a knowledgeable person. Really, I guess what I'm trying to say is go to the gym and read a good book and just put a zipper on your lips and zip it up. Zip, zip, zip. And
You are not observing the fourth dimension to the third dimension, the physical world. You are a product of the virtual world and the media. You observe the fourth dimension, and you observe it through media and the virtual world, not the physical world, the third dimension. You are constantly using a.
Is it your opinion or is that a fact? Is it a fact or is that your opinion? Which one is it? Is it projection or is it a fact? Is it a you problem or is that a me problem? Which one is it? Hey friend, which one is it?
Third dimension, that they are not real. They're created in another dimension, the virtual dimension. And it looks like they come from the third dimension. It's poisoning. It makes you not capable of making yourself understand and create things. The fifth dimension, wisdom. The fifth dimension controls the fourth dimension, the mind, the thought, the awareness behind the mind. Fifth dimension.
I see, I got it. So what you're saying is we should probably read a book if we want to engage in wisdom instead of listening to a bunch of brain rotted out people play a video game all day long and get their little dopamine. Their small amount of dopamine, really. It's a very marginal amount. So tiny that that's why they have to keep coming back every day to keep playing the same game over and over again. Oy vey, Rabono Shel Olam. I hope they read a book. Have a nice lunch, maybe go to the gym, ice their knee down, which is a little swollen, and ice their foot down from that gout flare up. Oy vey, Rabono Shel Olam. Thank God I've got free will. Thank God I can exercise my will freely in the way that I choose. How do I do it? What's the secret? Hello? Well, Rabono Shel Olam, welcome back to another exciting episode of your video game experience. It's up to you how you choose to play this video game. Some people choose to fully engage in the game. Others are just mere passive observers, peepers, people watchers, voyeurs, sitting on the patio of life, just watching the trans dancers dance on by as your chicken entree is being prepared. Can I have some more water, please? Hello?
We're back. That's super fucked up.
See or shit. Where is he? What is he doing? Where is he? I want to be where he is. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I swear he left alone. But what are we discussing today, Dan? Yeah, I want to deny his language. But I guess you realize that, right?
The projection alert detection system has been activated.
Okay, this is what it boils down to. Even if you're reading its original language, if you're not understanding what's going on as far as what the proposition is, or what's being said conceptually, it's not doing you any good anyway.
Exactly.
And we can do that from accurate translations. And the Holy Spirit can use that to illuminate our minds to the truth just as well as if we were reading the original language.
All of our children shall be taught by God.
Well, Don't make me go to John 6:45.
That's Isaiah 54:13.
But it's quoted in John 6:45.
That's true. Well, I was quoting the original.
You're quoting the original. It's all your sons will be taught by Yahweh.
That's true.
Oh.
All your children shall be God taught, or taught of God.
You like to mess with me just because I'm a premillennialist. I know. I know.
And there's some Persian that's due on your end, that's for sure.
Some expiation is needed.
Some expiation is needed.
Dude, I created a room yesterday on a great limited atonement verse. 2 Corinthians 5:14. And when Joshua was up here, we were talking to him about it. He was like, that's not what it's saying. Because he was reading the KJV. And the KJV translated it differently. So the way it reads in the Greek is he died for all, therefore all died. Right? But in the KJV, it reads, here, I'll pull it up. So the Greek reads it accurately translated as, and he died for all, so that all those, so that they who live would no longer live for themselves, but for him who died and rose on their behalf. Oh, that's 15, I'm sorry. For the love of Christ controls us, having concluded this, that one died for all, therefore all died. Now, when you read the KJV, it says, for the love of Christ constraineth us, because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead. Now, Matt said he researched that, and that the KJV translator, or, because they broke it up into sections, the 47 translators, whichever little group of translators was
49,
assigned.
7 times 7.
No, it's 47.
Nothing with you, go ahead.
It's 47 translators. What's that? Oh, you're just being stupid.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
It's stupid. It's like dummy. All right. So they were interpreting it like they were all dead in their sins. Even though that's not what it says in the Greek. It's the consequence that one died for all, therefore all died. And you have to understand that in the way it's meant to be understood. And Romans 6 is a very parallel. Or do you not know that all of us who were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? Therefore we were buried with him through baptism into death. So that as Christ was raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, so we too might walk in the newness of life. For we become united with him in the likeness of his death, certainly we shall also be in the likeness with him in his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old man was crucified with him in order that the body of sin might be done away with, so that we would no longer be slaves to sin. For he who has died has been justified from sin. Now if we died with Christ, we believe that we shall also live with him. So that's what it's referring to when it says He died for all, therefore all died.
Right.
And the all that died is the same all that he died for. There's no
Exactly.
way around that. There's no way around that.
And this is a newness of life for
Yeah.
ironically, in being the limit of
What?
no, I'm saying like it is only those for whom he died, among whom all have newness of life. That was because they
Yeah.
were all baptized into him.
Right. But this is actually cited as a universal atonement passage oftentimes.
What
I'm
is
just
this?
sitting there like, I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. So, who started the room? Lee?
Mr. Bell?
Mr. Bill did? Okay. What do you think it means? What do you think Romans 6:14 means for Sean? Specifically, the latter half where it says, "You are not under law, but under grace."
It means you're no longer under the laws of covenant of works. You are not under the penalty of law breaking.
So would you say that has an element of you are no longer condemned under the law?
That's exactly what it is. You are no longer condemned under the law. You know, what does the verse say? For sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under law but under grace. Yes, sin shall have no dominion over you. Sin has dominion over those who are in a state of unregeneracy. So it's also your definitive sanctification. You have been, as Paul says in Galatians, delivered from this present evil age. So not only are you not under the penalty of law breaking, right? You no longer only are facing the penalty of sin, you're also not constrained by the power of sin. Like as a Christian, you don't have to sin, you know.
You have no excuse, oh man.
Correct.
No excuse.
You want to see what Calvin has to say about the verse? Let's see. Hold on a second. Pull it up.
And why do you want to talk about that? I don't even like that guy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You've been gathering of late. He says, "For sin shall not rule over you. It is not necessary to continue long in repeating and confuting expositions which have little or no appearance of truth. There is one which has more probability in its favor than the rest, and it is this, that by law we are to understand the letter of the law, which cannot renovate the soul, and by grace grace of the Spirit, by which we are freed from depraved lusts. But this I do not wholly approve of, for if we take this meaning, what is the object of the question that follows? Shall we sin because we are not under the law? Certainly the apostle would never have put this question had he not understood that we are freed from the strictness of the law, so that God no more deals with us according to the high demands of justice. There is then no doubt but that he meant here to indicate some freedom from the very law of God. But laying aside controversy, I will briefly explain my view. It seems to me that there is here especially a consolation offered, by which the faithful are to be strengthened, lest they should faint in their efforts after holiness through a conscience of their own weakness. He had exhorted them to devote all their faculties to the service of righteousness, but as they carry about them the relics of the flesh, they cannot do otherwise than walk somewhat lamely. Hence, lest being broken down by a consciousness of their infirmity, they should despond.
We'll come back to that. We'll kill Bill Gates.
Derived from this circumstance, that their works are not now being
Hey,
tested
Rand,
by
tell the frogs are to begin making that anytime at all. Start with Bill Gates. Should have state nations on Caesar's ass executing the treason crimes against humanity. He only killed a few million people with his lies. When do you start the massacres for further?
The faithful must flee to Christ and implore him to be the defender of their freedom. And as such he exhibits himself, for he underwent the bondage of the law, to which he himself was no debtor, for their end, that he might, as the apostle says, redeem those who are under the law. Hence, not to be under the law means not only that we are not under the letter which prescribes what involves us in guilt, as we are not able to perform it, but also that we are no longer subject to the law as requiring perfect righteousness and pronouncing death on all who deviate from it in
Fact check.
In like manner, by the word grace, we are to understand both parts of redemption, the remission of sins by which God imputes righteousness to us, and the sanctification of the Spirit, by whom he forms us anew unto good works. The adversative participle, but I take in the sense of alleging a reason, which is not unfrequently the case, as though it was said, we who are under grace are not therefore under the law. The sense is now clear, for the apostle intended to comfort us lest we should be wearied in our minds while striving to do what is right, because we still find in ourselves many imperfections. For how much soever we may be harassed by the stings of sin, it cannot yet overcome us, for we are enabled to conquer it by the Spirit of God. And then, being under grace, we are freed from the rigorous requirements of the law. We must further understand that the apostle assumes it as granted that all who are without the grace of God, are being bound under the yoke of the law, are under condemnation. So we may on the other hand conclude that as long as they are under the law, they are subject to the dominion of sin.
Hey, zombie woman.
Man, that guy was brilliant.
For real.
I don't think that he held to. After I read his one of his commentaries on Isaiah 53, he seemed to believe in a type of universal.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me pull it up. Isaiah 53. Which verse shall we go
This is leadership.
Surely he has borne our griefs.
This is
He was
a
pierced for our
scam.
transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. And upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed.
Tony is a fraud.
That's a good enough verse, right?
Remove
There
her.
isn't a. I mean, there's no commentary
Yeah, there is, because I read it.
No, well, hold on a second. It's not just
Hey,
us
zombie
being
woman,
rejected.
who apparently controls this account as if it were your own personal racket. Try using your X account to create some content.
I know
This
this
is
is
leadership. This is a scam. Tony is a
but I
fraud.
wonder
Remove
why
her.
they would not. There's a lot, right? So they're probably updating it little by little. So now they're started putting John Gill's whole exposition of the whole Bible in there. They used to not do there. So I know they continue to work on the in the background. Isaiah, I think it would be in volume 4, right?
Yeah, and I read this a couple of years ago, so don't ask me where it was.
I was, in fact, just.
It wasn't in his institutes.
Yeah, I was just reading his commentary on Isaiah, volume 4, in fact. Let's see. Hey, Chris Frank. I don't know why I said it like that.
Yo, yo. I just got to have lunch with Pastor Mark. That was fun.
June 18th.
Sweet. How did that go?
Great. He is a very sweet guy.
Yeah, you can tell that he's a really decent guy.
Yeah, he's a godly man. You know, I think he's mistaken about a few things, but he's definitely a godly man.
I have it pulled up. You wanna see what he has to say about verse 5? Is it verse 5 that you want to take a look at?
I don't remember, man. I can't remember where it's at, or which
Well,
time
there's 12.
it was.
It says Isaiah commentary, but there's 12 verses in Isaiah 53. So, um, who had believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He had no form or comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he had borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray, we have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all.
It's got to be verse 6.
It's either 5 or 6. So let's see what he has to say.
It's got to be verse 6.
In verse 6, he says, in order to impress more deeply upon our hearts the benefit of the death of Christ, he shows how necessary is that healing which he formerly mentioned. If we do not perceive our wretchedness and poverty, we shall never know how desirable is that remedy which Christ has brought to us, or approach him with due order of affection. As soon as we know that we are ruined, then, aware of our wretchedness, we eagerly run to avail ourselves of the remedy, which otherwise would be held by us in no estimation. In order, therefore, that Christ may be appreciated by us, let us everyone consider and examine himself, so as to acknowledge that he is ruined until he is redeemed by Christ. We see that here none are accepted for the prophet who called. The whole human race would have perished if Christ had not brought relief. He does not even accept the Jews, whose hearts were puffed up with a false opinion of their own superiority.
too.
Hello, PTR alert. I had to let everybody know that I have a new PTR that I think you're gonna enjoy. You know what Messiah means in Islam is messy. That's how you say it in Arabic, is messy. Because it's a complicated topic. When you introduce a new Messiah to supersede the previous Messiah, and then you gotta get everybody to agree to the new charter and constitution, it gets messy. Hello?
A way to look at it. Let's get messy, right?
It always gets a little messy. I don't have any kids. I've never had any kids. I've never had to clean up any of their messes. But that's what little kids do. Low IQ intelligence, low IQ knowledge. It gets messy.
Honey, go get me the disinfectant, quick. I gotta clean all this shit up. Tommy, stop making a mess.
What was that, Archie Bunker, bro? Who the fuck are you talking about? Archie!
Archie.
Oh, did Angel think she was gonna come in here and guilt me into, like, apologizing for something when I never said anything to her directly? Did I say anything to you directly, Angel? I don't remember saying anything to you. Did she leave?
Yes.
Yeah, she left. Yeah. She came in to try to guilt trip. It didn't work. So, good question. I wanna ask you something, John. John, are you there?
Yes, Megatron. What is your question for candidate John Kitover?
John, I want you to come up with a story, and I'm being serious about this.
Yeah.
I want you to come up with a story, and I want it to be generational. Okay, so pay attention. But think of you being a Muslim,
Okay.
and your father never had the conversation with you about Aisha because he's a fucking coward. And then you're that guy in the first generation that goes around and says, real proud, zealous Muslim. And then he finally meets, person. That weird question. Did your brother marry? So, and I want you to give me the story on how you feel betrayed somehow because your father, your uncle, your brother, they put you out into the world. And they were supposed to. In other words, they left you on your own. They didn't even explain it to you. You had to be embarrassed, be ridiculed. You had to take it on the chin.
All right. Well, we have the AI working in the background.
And then, top of that, you have a son.
Oh my goodness, this is going and going.
And they do the same thing to him.
Holy shit, this is deep. It's long. You want to hear it? It's called the unspoken thread.
Oh, you have something?
Yeah, I used AI. I wrote down what you were saying as you were saying it, and I drafted a little story. That's what you
Thank you. We'll work on it.
that's what you asked. All right, it's called
See where it goes. Let's see where it goes.
it's called the unspoken thread. In the sun-baked alleys of an old Damascus quarter, grandfather Yusuf would gather the children at dusk for stories of the. Oh, you don't want to hear it? Okay, I'll go
Oh, no,
back.
I'm sorry. Let me mute up. I'm sorry.
Tales of courage, mercy, and faith flowed like the evening call to prayer. But whenever little Ahmed asked about Aisha, the mother of the believers, grandfather's eyes would cloud. She was wise beyond her years, a scholar and a warrior of the heart, he would say softly. There is nothing more to burden young minds with. The subject closed like a heavy door. Ahmed grew into a man, married and had sons of his own, when his boy Kareem asked the same question one Ramadan night. Ahmed echoed his father's almost word for word. She was wise. That is enough. Focus on prayer and character, my son. The pattern repeated. Kareem became a father in turn, raising his children in a new country after the family fled unrest. In their modest Chicago apartment, he too steered conversations away from uncomfortable details of the early Ummah. Some things are better left in the hearts of the scholars, he told his curious son Faisal. Our faith is built on love and submission, not questions that weaken the spirit, Faisal nodded. His generations before him had nodded. The silence passed like an inheritance, comforting, familiar, and heavy. Faisal grew up surrounded by the vibrant Muslim community in Illinois. He memorized surahs, attended Friday prayers, and defended his faith in school debates. Yet the questions lingered in quiet moments, especially after he began studying history on his own. One autumn evening, while his father was away at work, Faisal sat at the family laptop. He typed the name he had heard whispered only in passing, Aisha bint Abi Bakr. What he found shattered the gentle image he had been given. Hadiths recorded in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim sources revered across the Sunni world stated that Aisha was betrothed at 6 or 7, and the marriage was consummated when she was only 9. She had been playing with dolls. The Prophet was in his 50s. Faisal read the accounts again and again, cross-referencing scholarly defenses that spoke of different historical calendars, cultural norms of the time, or political alliances. Some modern voices denied the numbers outright or called them fabrications. Others insisted the marriage was a mercy and a blessing. His hands trembled. The denial he had inherited suddenly felt like a lie of omission, repeated across decades. His grandfather, his father, and now the community around him, they had all chosen silence, softening over the raw records. That night, when his father returned, Faisal waited until the house was quiet. He found Kareem in the living room, sipping tea and reviewing work emails. Father, Faisal said, his voice steadier than he felt, why did no one ever tell me the truth about Aisha's age? Kareem froze. The cup paused halfway to his lips. For a long moment, the only sound was the hum of the refrigerator. Son, some truths are difficult. They test faith. Better to focus on the beauty of Islam, the Prophet's mercy. Mercy? The word burst from Faisal like a wound opening. I am a Muslim. I love the Prophet. I pray 5 times a day because of what he brought. Will you let me walk through life believing a sanitized version, as if the real history would break me? Grandfather did it to you. You did it to me. How many generations have we lied to our children because the truth is comfortable? Kareem looked away, shame flickering across his face. It was to protect you. The enemies of Islam use these things to attack us. By hiding it, we make it worse, Faisal replied, tears stinging his eyes. I feel betrayed. Now, by the past, I can wrestle with history and context and still choose faith, still betrayed by my own blood. You taught me that truth is from Allah, that we seek knowledge even if it is bitter. Yet you withheld this, as if I were too weak to handle what our own books say. What else haven't you told me? What other parts of our tradition are we too afraid to face? The older man sat silent, the generational chain finally meeting resistance. Faisal continued, voice cracking, I love this deen, but love without honesty becomes fragile. I want to pass something stronger to my own future children one day, not the same curtain of silence. I wanted to be able to say, here is the full record. Here are the difficulties. Here is why I still believe. Instead, I feel like I was raised inside a beautiful but incomplete story. Kareem reached out, but his hand hovered, uncertain. For the first time in the line, a father had no ready answer to close the door. The unspoken thread had finally been pulled into the light. Faisal left the clown house room heavy with grief and strange relief. The betrayal burned, but so did a new resolve to study deeply, question rigorously, and perhaps one day to speak openly to his own son without fear. The cycle of gentle denial has been broken. Hot truth, however painful, had entered the family line.
John, that was fucking beautiful. That was fucking absolutely beautiful. That was beautiful. That was amazing. It's exactly how I thought it would. I think I'm so used to speaking in ChatGPT prompts that I think it made it a little easier. Plus, for some strange reason, I feel like ChatGPT is listening to me. To the voice of your it remembers a voice speaking to you in the past. That was amazing, John. You think you could give me? You think you could run that through one more time? Give us another rendition of that, and maybe the son wanting to give his son the choice. Makes so much. That's where we want to go. Say I was fooled into this. That was a positive. It was a positive, and I was in, man. Is it possible, John, you can do this in a room when we have these people in here? You know what I would think? You know what I would make? You know what that would do? That would possibly incite them remembering the first time they had to defend this shit. I know, John, it might be some entertainment. It might be some entertainment. You might dig deep on this one, John. This is a good one. Now that you got this in the web there, what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna punch it into comes up probably something similar to yours. That was amazing. I don't know how I'm gonna get better than that. Let's see what he cooks. He's probably gonna cook something Because that ending was just way too fucking. That ending was just way too good. You can't have a fucking ending like that. I mean, we have stories like this in Christianity. You know, growing up as a Mormon, possibly. We have these fucking horror stories. Who's that, Nero? Nero, did you hear what just John wrote on the whim? Did you hear that? Nero? Nero, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Was that good?
Very good. Did you hear how I connected with that? Because
Did you
hear how I connected with that?
I
I was brought up in a household where they didn't tell me a lot of things about my religion, and then when they told me, wow, I was heartbroken.
oh, that resonates, right?
No, it does not. It resonates with you.
How does it resonate with you? Oh, you're saying I was lied to?
Yeah, it resonates with you.
You say I was lied to. What was I lied to about?
Yes.
What was I lied to about?
In the war, you said it resonated with you.
You know why it resonates with me?
Why?
Because Jesus never even spoke or killed people. It resonates with me. He truly is.
This is why every time I go to the gay pride, I have a whole lot of Christians standing there with placards saying G, God, A, abhors, Y, U, G-A-Y.
They're allowed in the Catholic Church.
I mean, you do realize that the crucifix horizontally is the feminine and the vertical is the masculine. So homosexuality is the inversion of nature. And that's why God abhors you. And if you think that that symbol or that equation, that analogy or analog is inaccurate, well, you really just don't understand symbols. And symbols are powerful. That's why I am complete.
I'd like to read something that's a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Daniel.
Touch.
Yeah, touching? Okay, let me read it up.
In the warm light of Medina, where the afternoon sun pitted the mud walls,
Warm light of Medina!
there lived a couple whose names would be remembered for centuries. Muhammad and Aisha. The city was often busy with visitors, travelers, and those seeking guidance. Yet within the Prophet's household, there were moments of simplicity that seemed untouched by the noise of the world. Aisha was young, intelligent, spirited, and quick with words. She possessed a lively wit and a sharp memory. Muhammad delighted in her company. When she spoke, he listened. When she laughed, the home seemed brighter. Their life together was not the life of kings surrounded by luxury. Their home was modest. Days sometimes passed without elaborate meals. Yet affection filled spaces that wealth never could. On cool evenings, after the concerns of the community had quieted, they would sit together and play with dolls. Aisha would ask questions about faith, about people, about the mysteries of life. At even the age of 7, Muhammad answered with patience, sometimes smiling at the curiosity that seemed endless within her. The tradition tell of moments that later generations would cherish. He would drink from a vessel and Aisha would drink from the same place. They shared meals together. They spoke gently to one another. These small acts became signs of tenderness, remembered long after palaces and empires had vanished. Aisha loved to learn, and at such a young age, she had so much to learn from Muhammad. And she recognized that Muhammad saw within her an extraordinary mind. groomed her, he encouraged her, understanding and entrusted her with knowledge. In time, she would become one of the greatest transmitters of his teachings, perfectly groomed in the form of the prophet, preserving memories that no one else could have known. There were playful moments as well. Tradition speaks of races between them. One time, Aisha outran him. On another occasion, after years had passed, he outran her and laughed good-naturedly about the earlier race. Oh, what a quick little whip you are, with those little pitter-patter feet. Oh, what a tender blossom. Oh, what a succulent young flower in bloom. When visitors came, Aisha observed closely. She learned from every conversation. Muhammad often valued her insight. Oh, fuck, hold on. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
We hope he's okay.
Hold on, wait, no, everything's fine. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. I think this is a good approach. Fucking little miss. God, what did you come up with?
Excuse me, sorry about that. Let's get back to this romance and all. Just so beautiful. Love the story. On cool evenings, after the concerns of the community had quieted, they would sit together and speak. Aisha would ask questions about faith, about people, and the mysteries of life. Muhammad, being a much older and wiser man, answered with patience, sometimes smiling at her curiosity that seemed endless within her. The night that the marriage was consummated was no different. It was a beautiful event, 3 years in the making. The tradition tells of moments that later generations would cherish forever. Aisha loved learning, and Muhammad recognized her extraordinary mind. He encouraged her understanding and entrusted her with knowledge. In time, she would become one of the greatest transmitters of his teachings, preserving memories that no one else could have known. When visitors came, Aisha observed closely and learned from every conversation. Muhammad often valued her insights. Their relationship was one of companionship as well as affection. Years passed, bringing triumphs and hardships. The burdens of leadership grew heavier, yet Aisha remained close to him. She witnessed his generosity, his prayers late into the night, his concern for the poor, and his compassion for those who wronged him. In the final chapter of his earthly life, tradition records that he spent his last days in Aisha's room, the small chamber that had witnessed years of conversation, laughter, questions, romantic intercourse, and sexual intercourse. The companionship became the place where history's great story reached one of its most solemn moments. Aisha remained beside him, The years they shared were not remembered because of wealth, beauty, or sexuality. They were remembered because affection was joined to friendship, respect to companionship, and lust to pedophilia. Long after both had passed from this world, generations continued to tell their pedophilic story, not merely as a tale of husband and wife, but as child and man that shaped the intellectual and spiritual heritage of a civilization. And in the memory of believers, the modest room in Medina remained more splendid than any place. The place where the prophet was able to express his deepest and darkest desires.
So I just want to say that the prompt I wrote when I read my little version was, I am a Muslim and father never discussed Aisha. Make the story generational. The denial of truth keeps occurring.
Alright, what did I miss? Was Nargis complaining again?
No, it's just like, shut up, you stupid dude. You don't even know what you're talking about. Like, shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Notice everything. You don't even understand non-duality versus duality. Shut up. Shut up. You don't even know. Shut up.
So messed up. Never seen so much hate.
What was she complaining about?
Oh my God! You should have heard her last night. I mean,
know
I had
like you, motherfucker.
Narsha's
What did
like,
I say last night?
I don't. You can watch my YouTube channel to actually hear yourself. I don't even think you hear yourself.
Why? What did I say?
I don't know. You go on my YouTube live. You can listen to yourself sit there squawking like a duck. It's just you sound like a bird to me, and what you're saying is incoherent. I hate to tell you.
He's a beautiful bird. Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying that the listen when that famous environmentalist, aka evolutionary guy Darwin, went to the Patagonias. The paradise bird is magnificent. Don't get me wrong, but it's the dodo bird is the stupid. It's stupid, you know. It just sits there going do 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 dodo. Do 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 dodo bird. That's why I think
That was too much, Sean. That was too much. That was too much. That's too much. That's too much. Too much. Too much.
Well, anyways, she can watch my YouTube live if she wants to hear herself. The point is,
Right. We'll put you in the audience because you're not
Why do you?
Now he's being a bully. Now he's being a bully.
I'm not being a bully.
Who? Oh, this guy? Because he's got nothing left. He wants to be like that person who records everybody, and then hopefully one day, like he's gonna be like, people are gonna be like, John, do you have that recording? Oh my God, we were talking on your channel, and this happened. You know?
It's actually very good for like self-awareness.
Yeah, he's gonna think
He's
one
like
day
God
he's gonna.
watching. Huh?
He just needs that one video to go viral. That's all he needs. It's like that one viral video. Yeah, so he's just waiting
Or
on that
how he
one.
cries in other people. His entire existence is based on another.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he lives for other people and their life experiences and their screw ups. He takes pleasure in that.
Does he, darling?
He does. He's miserable inside. That's
What
why
about
he
the
preaches
outside?
about. That's why he preaches about. How people should do things. He's telling himself about.
I gotta put that story in my chat GBT. That was amazing. I think something good. This is good. I think this is an amazing way to do apologetics. You know that?
Good day at the market today.
Really?
Good day in the market today.
John, why don't you learn how to trade and invest? Give you purpose.
Trading is gambling, investing is.
No, it's just how you study the charts. You understand it. There's a method to it.
Trading is gambling.
No.
I'm saying you shouldn't trade, but just not that trading is a game.
Not that you don't trade on penny shit. Trade based on how you study product.
Yeah,
How
you've
it's
been trading
working.
Bank 7 and any of the big companies.
Yeah, only
big
the
market cap.
safe big ones. You just have to see how different political situations affect different. You understand human psychology, how fucked up it is sometimes, how quickly it falls for things. You take advantage of it. No, but I understand how Christians are just treated. But it's
Pleading,
I'm
you're
not
going, in
especially
this case, yes you are, you're going, in this case it works, but then there's a magic cutoff where it doesn't work. Either it's the case that it works all the time in the case of the angels, or it doesn't work at all.
Okay, so let me just ask you a question then, just for the sake of it. Why wouldn't God allow the angels to, go return? Why wouldn't He let the angels come back and sort of, recant?
I don't know, I'm not God. Presumably he could though. That's what's on the table. And presumably they have the power to do so.
But from all the cases that we have in the Old Testament and in the Bible itself, there's nothing that gives any credence to that. It's they decided to do something, and then they were never allowed to return. Ever.
You're the one arguing that they have free will. Could they have not freely chosen to go back?
Yeah,
Under
but
your
you understand.
Under your argument, they could. You dipshit.
Look,
Are you fucking retarded?
No,
Do you
listen.
fucking have the brain of a fucking baby? This is your own fucking argument that you're getting whooped on. How fucking stupid are you, dude?
I know
this
it's
is your
typical.
own argument, you fucking retard.
Are you gonna keep crying?
Are you
I know.
Are you done being
I know. Do you want a little, binky or
this
baba?
This is your argument, dumbass.
Look, I'm trying to get you to understand something. I'm trying to get you to understand something really simple. Again, humans can practice free will.
Angels have free will, yes or no? We're gonna do this very, very simply.
No. Look, I've already answered.
He's some of the best in the world. Fuck, it's really good. And it's smaller in size, clean. Almost translucent. And transparent. People are killing each other down there in the mines. Fucking. Because you never know, what the earth gives you when you strike it. These mines are really deep. As deep as the,
the points of the pentagram. Starting at upper right, the words below are arced in a circle